Okay, y'all, we have two teams on here tonight. So we have Christina's and then my name is Jordan Roddenberry. I don't know a lot of y'all. I am Sapphire. Your leader over here, Christina, is Diamond, and she is bomb. If you do not know that already, your leader is legit. I met her when she was a senior Ruby, and I just knew, when I met her, I just knew she would be Diamond. I didn't know it was gonna be faster than me, but I knew she would be Diamond because she just has that thing that's really, really energetic, and you just, when you get around her, she just makes you feel like you can do impossible things. And that's why I love her, and that's why I love having her in my corner. I'm very picky about who I let in my headspace and who I let around my heart. And she's just one of those people that I let in my space because she makes me better. So I'm really excited for my team to hear from Christina tonight. This call is something I've watched recordings on, and I'm pumped for y'all to hear it. So if you have questions after Christina, as long as you're okay with it, I would love to do some Q&A if we have time.
Yes.
Otherwise, take it.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Definitely write some questions down. It helps me to know how to improve as a leader. The only rule that I ever really have is that the question needs to be value adding for everyone on the call. So that's not going to be anything that's negative or product troubleshooting, stuff like that. Obviously take to your upline. But if it adds value to people here, totally ask it. Okay, so like Jordan said, if you don't know me, I'm Christina. I'm a really quite ordinary. Jordan and I met, we were both shopping spree earners, and I felt the same way about her. She is electric. Like, I just wanted to be her friend. My husband left her. We really just had the best time. So what's really cool about Jordan and I is that neither one of us benefit financially for the success of other people's team, but we both thrive on each other's success. I mean, we keep up with each other with how we're doing in contests and points, and just really nice to have someone who is in your corner. So I'm going to jump right in. You guys, I have to ask you one question first. First of all, I want to know where you're watching from. A lot of you I don't know, so drop that in the chat. And then I also need to know, see my bed back there? My husband would die if he knew I was in here doing a call and I did not make my bed. Apparently, you're supposed to make your bed. I don't really know. I don't make my bed, but it's a big, huge debate in my house. So do you make your bed? That's really just for my own personal knowledge. Do you make your bed? I don't know. I don't make my bed. Okay, but don't judge the bed. So what I want to talk to you about tonight, first of all, if you're here and you don't consider Plexus to be a side gig for you or a full-blown opportunity, relax. It's okay. I invited several of my close friends who I've wanted to share the opportunity with, and the timing just hasn't been good. So just know this isn't one of those presentations where you're going to be stuck with an ultimatum at the end, or, we're not going to ask for a sample of your blood or anything like that. This is simply for you to just kind of hear a little bit about my story, my perspective, and a little bit about what I think it takes for you to come in and crush this opportunity. The first thing that I want to tell you is I think that absolutely anyone can do what I do. I don't think that most will, but I think that anyone can. And so if you're here and you're like, I just don't know if I could, know that you can. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And just know that I believe anyone can learn the very simple skills that it takes to do this if they decide to do this. And so I'm going to kind of paint you a picture tonight of what that looks like. But I'll just jump right in, you guys. I have a lot of kids. I have 4 kids. They range from almost 16 down to 2. I'm a school teacher by trade, taught here in Georgia for 7 years, thought I always would teach. I have 2 graduate degrees. And just kind of thought that's what I would do my whole life. Spend 30 years in the classroom, retire on a modest income, and just kind of always live within those modest means. But it didn't take me long teaching to realize that I was kind of stuck. There was no way to teach harder or love students more to make extra money. When my kids wanted to do travel competition cheer or travel soccer or school clothes shopping or Christmas or vacation, there was no way to go and work overtime, if you get what I'm saying, in the classroom. And so I was never closed to another opportunity, but I was not willing to sacrifice what I considered the most important things in my family, and that was time with them. I already gave away 9 hours a day, and I wasn't necessarily willing to give away more hours to go somewhere to get a second job. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're hearing my story. I jumped in with the products, had a great health testimony, but it's this business that has changed my life. I'm grateful for the products. I think that everybody needs to be on them. I'm very, very into fitness. If you guys follow me on Facebook, you know that I am. We're training for a fitness competition that just got canceled. Thanks, COVID. But I was 4 weeks away from that. So anyways, my husband and I were very, very much into fitness, clean eating, all the things. But you guys, if you don't understand the importance of supplements, pick up a food book, pick up a fitness book. There will always be a chapter in there dedicated to the importance of supplements. And that is going to be really important in building the foundation of your belief in why in the world you would ever share Plexus to begin with. Because there are other opportunities out there. And I support my friends in those other opportunities. But I will tell you that as much as I like makeup or fingernail polish or bags, that wasn't really something that I could get passionate about. Like, okay, I'm going to get up today and go share about that. I think they're nice, but it wasn't something that was going to fuel me to do hard things. And Plexus is. And I'm going to get kind of just briefly touch on that. But it all ties into number one. Basically, if you're here, it's because someone has told you that you should consider this as an opportunity. Or you're like me and you're recognizing that you have a need for more in this life. You have a need for maybe excess, or maybe you're not even making it paycheck to paycheck, and you have a need to supplement to kind of fill in that gap. I'm here to tell you Plexus can be it. But in order for you to be successful at this, you have to have unshakable, rock solid belief in three things. These are non-negotiables. You cannot fake it, but you can grow it. So if I'm reading you these things or telling you these things and you're like, oh man, I don't have that yet, rest assured it's okay. You can grow the belief in these areas if you're very intentional about doing so. So the very, very foundation of really any opportunity, but in this case, Plexus, your Plexus opportunity, if you decide to endeavor in this, or if you are endeavoring this, the foundation is belief. There is no way around it. And you have to have them in three things. And I'm going to tell you all three. You have to have belief in our products. You have to have belief in this industry, and you have to have belief in yourself. And I'm going to touch on all three of those. Just going to keep an eye on the time over here. All righty. I don't want to keep you guys up for forever. Okay. Belief in your products. This goes into what I was telling you when I said, okay, why choose this opportunity over others that were presented to me? And trust me, others were presented. You guys may have even been approached with other opportunities yourself. So why Plexus? Well, here's the number one thing. People need our products. As I was learning about Plexus in the beginning, when I was starting the products, people naturally just came to my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, the teacher down the hall, this helps with migraines. She's out all the time with migraines and I have to cover her class. Or, oh my gosh, my dad, he struggles with that. He really needs this. Or so-and-so's husband, I think she mentioned that was a problem of his. So people naturally came to my mind because this is a people helping people world. If I had a flat tire and someone knew a cool tire shop, I hope they'd tell me. And so understanding that people need our products. If you are living, breathing, and eating food in America, I can almost guarantee you with 100% certainty that your gut and your blood sugar balance could be improved. Maybe you're already healthy. Fantastic. It's very likely you'll need help to maintain that status. But if you're like most people, there are health goals that you're working on. If your friends are like most people, there are health goals that they're working on. And you guys, it's time to do something different. It's time to stop losing and gaining the same 20 pounds by doing these quick fad diets. And it's time to stop treating the symptoms and really address the core root problem. So belief in your products, blood sugar balance, gut health, and inflammation. Learn those three words. If you're going to share Plexus, learn those three things: blood sugar balance, gut health, inflammation. Just about everything that everybody struggles with can be traced back to those three things. If you don't believe me, Google it. I'm not kidding. I had a guy, I told him, go Google. He had a really ridiculous toe fungus. I mean, it was actually quite embarrassing for him. But I said, just go Google gut health and toe fungus. Prove me wrong. And you guys, he, of course, proved me right. It is all related. And so those are the three root issues behind the vast majority of what people struggle with. Well, it's a no-brainer to me that if our products address those 3 things, and those 3 things are what causes most people's struggles, of course I would tell people about it. I'm not going to let them sit over there and suffer needlessly. That seems a little bit ridiculous. And so people say, well, I mean, I'm not really into marketing. Here's the thing. Marketing is about simply meeting someone's needs. When I'm in the market for a new car, I appreciate the ads that come on. When I'm in the market for a new car, I appreciate a referral to a salesman who can help me. Marketing is simply about meeting people's needs. So if someone has shown you a need, or if you know of a need that someone has and you choose to reach out to them, you're simply looking to provide a solution to their problem. You're looking to meet that need. You guys, there's nothing sleazy or slimy about that. I have people tell me all the time, Christina, thank you for being persistent but not pushy. Thank you for continuing to reach out to me. I had no idea how much I really needed this, but when I was ready, I'm so glad you were there. So with Plexus, we focus on long-term health. This is not an overnight solution. You did not get in the situation that you're in, and your loved ones did not get in the situation they're in overnight. But they can get out of it over time. If they're willing to be consistent in the small things every single day, we're talking long-term sustained health. That's, again, something that I can get behind. Okay, so one of the last parts about belief in the products, and like I said, you can build this, is just understanding that health is kind of like a triangle. You have movement. God made our bodies to work. Okay, so if anybody is selling you a magic pill somewhere that says you can take this pill, eat whatever you want, and never move your butt, they're telling you a story. Or it's probably illegal and it might kill you. I don't know. But God made you to work. God made your body to move. And so to whatever capacity you're capable, just know your body expects that you're going to do that. And if you want the best results on these products, you'll do that. And you will encourage your people to do the same thing. Move your body. The other side of the triangle is food. You cannot eat Big Macs every day and expect to feel your best. You just can't. I mean, think about the food that God created for us to eat on the earth. Wasn't a Big Mac in sight. So now listen, am I one of those that does not indulge? No, absolutely not. I'm an 80-20 kind of a gal. I'm 80% crunchy and 20% chewing on Laffy Taffy. So it's called balance. I totally am down for that. But when you can, choose healthy food, eat decent, okay? And then the bottom part of the triangle that some people will try to tell you that they can live without are supplements. But you guys, I'm here to tell you, if you go read any food publication or any fitness publication, there's always a chapter dedicated to the importance of supplements, because you just cannot get what you need from diet and exercise alone. Soil depletion has, completely eroded away most of the nutrients that even your grandparents would have gotten from the same food grown in the same soil. But again, not everyone's going to know that. So just take it upon yourself to slowly and gently educate them. But you guys, you have to build belief in your product. You have to be passionate about what you're offering, and you can build that. How do you build that? Number one, borrow my story. If you're just starting or you have no health testimony with Plexus yet, that's totally fine. You do not need your own product results before you can share. Let me explain to you why. Think about a real estate agent. I would know. I just accidentally sold my house last month and accidentally bought a new one. Not even kidding. That's a story for another day. But a real estate agent never lives in the houses that she is sharing with her clients before she shares with them. She just gets to know her client and she thinks, this house that I have listed might be a great fit for this client. Maybe I should share it with them. They don't have to live in it first to know if it's a great fit. Plexus is the same way. You don't have to have a health result in a certain area to know if maybe Plexus can help with that. I'm not a diabetic. I never will be. I don't have rheumatoid arthritis or migraines or things like that, but I know people who do. So if I were to sit back and not share Plexus because I don't have a health testimony for that person, they'd be sitting over there suffering for no reason. When really all I have to do is go learn migraines, gut health. Okay, there's a connection. I think I can help her. You're simply sharing something with someone that you think would be a solution. So build your belief in your products. You can read testimonies. There's all kinds of Plexus gut health testimony groups out there. I know Jordan has something that you guys can plug into. If you're on my team, you already know the our group page. But Build your belief by reading health testimonies. Read about things Plexus has helped people with. That way you have a rolling or a story Rolodex in your brain, so that when someone does confide in you that they have a problem or a struggle in something, you have a story that you can fall back on. So build your belief in your products. It is one of the most important things that you can do to be successful here. Okay, belief in network marketing. And some of you are already going, ooh, that makes me feel a little bit, right? We think of companies that maybe didn't necessarily do things the right way in the past, and we think, I don't know if I could do this network marketing thing. Well, I'm gonna help you right now, okay? Guys, companies have choices. Companies have choices where they invest their advertising dollars. They can choose to invest in big box stores or celebrity endorsements. Network marketing companies just choose to invest in you and me, regular moms and wives and dads, teachers, nurses, whoever, regular people at home, because word of mouth has always been the most effective way to share something. Always. Always, always, always. Think about it. When you go to the movies and you love it, you're telling someone. Or if you go to a restaurant and you hate it, you're telling someone. You're always telling people what you are excited about. Words of mouth it's always been, and it always will be, the most effective form because people trust it. And so network marketing companies just choose to invest in people versus celebrity endorsements. Like, instead of J-Lo telling you about Plexus, your neighbor down the road is telling you about Plexus. Okay, so some of the most wealthy people in the world either own or endorse network marketing. I think of people like Morgan Stanley. You know, we're backed by Morgan Stanley. I think about people like Donald Trump. Listen, before he was president, you could not argue with the fact that he was very intelligent financially, very well off financially. And one time he was being interviewed on a talk show. And like I said, this is years and years ago. And the talk show host asked him, he said, Donald, if you were to lose all of your millions of dollars today, what would you do to start rebuilding it tomorrow? And Donald Trump did not miss a beat. He said, I would start a network marketing business. And the people in the audience, they laughed at him. And you know what's real funny is he chuckled back at them and he said, well, that's why you're sitting out there and I'm sitting up here, because I can recognize an opportunity when I see one. And so just know, some of the wealthiest people in the world recognize the power of network marketing. And what I really love is that in network marketing, you're getting a business in a box for $39.95. That's what I paid to get started. If you've not gotten started yet, you can this month for $9.95. It's bizarre, so awesome. But for $39.95, which is less than I can go to Chick-fil-A with my family on, I got a shipping department, a customer service department, a website, a product line. I was able to leverage a big name. I have a brand already built. I get all of those things for paying a $39.95 membership. But y'all, my membership got me wholesale pricing on products I was already buying. I bought the membership so that I could get the cheaper pricing. And it came with all of that. You know, there was no brick store that I had to go renovate, no rent that I have to pay every single month, no trips to the post office to mail inventory, no stocking things, pricing them, checking them out at a register. I don't have to touch any of my stuff. My stuff, my people log onto a computer, they place their order, and Plexus sends their stuff to their door. I'm completely out of it other than connecting them. It's amazing. You guys, and there's some confusion sometimes when it comes to this. There's a difference in being self-employed and being a business owner. Business owners own a system. If you're self-employed and you own a lawn care business, you're going to get paid as long as you're cutting lawns, right? You're self-employed. You don't work for anyone else. But if you own a lawn care business, there are lots of people out there doing work. You are sitting at home while they're all out there on lawnmowers. You're getting paid because you own the system. So at first, when you start building this, you might feel self-employed. Like, if I'm not doing the work, I'm not getting paid. But rest assured, as you continue to build this, it's going to transform into more of a business system, to where that's where residual income kicks in. The first time that your friend Sally goes and joins her friend Sue, all of a sudden you've made money on something that you weren't even involved in, because now you own a system. So another thing I love about Plexus, low startup, low overhead, no inventory. Need I say more? One of the best things I think that we've gotten under our belt as a company right now is this quick ROI, this quick return on investment. Right now with Plexus, if you get started and you just connect with 3 friends, we call that going silver. If you've ever been involved in a company like ours, it would make sense to you. If not, totally fine. Just means that you link arms with 3 people and say, hey, I'm going on this health journey. Would love for you to come with me. I don't really know a lot about the products yet, but my friend does, and she can help me explain them to you. Let's say you do that in your first 30 days, you're looking at about $400. Guys, you didn't even spend $100 to get started. I would call that a really nice return on your investment. Show me another company where you can go and start it and make a 4 times return on your initial investment. Just not going to happen. So that quick ROI, especially now with everything going on, all the chaos, all the uncertainty, I like that we can put money into mama's pockets and that they're able to go and get what they need to get done for their kids, and very, very quickly. Okay, so network marketing, you can take a 30-year career and compress it into 3 to 5. I'm a prime example of that. It would not matter how long I taught. I would never, ever have the opportunity to make the amount of money that I make now. So extremely grateful for that. And it's because network marketing allows ordinary people to achieve extraordinary things. It just allows people like you and me to link arms with other people like you and me and build something that we would not normally have an opportunity to build. And so I'm extremely grateful for that. I also love that in network marketing, you get paid exactly the value that you're adding to the company. You want to make more money? Add more value. Again, I didn't have that opportunity in the classroom. It didn't matter how much value I added to my classroom. My paycheck was stable, right? It was just going to stay the same. But with Plexus, you have the opportunity to make as much money as you want by increasing the amount of value that you're adding to the company. Okay, some things that I love particularly, if you can't tell, I'm kind of a driven personality, read for days. And so I love the recognition that comes with this opportunity. I love the incentives and the trips. You guys, we've been on cruises. We've been to Hawaii. We've been to Arizona multiple times. We've been to Las Vegas. We've been to Florida. We've been on all these trips that we've won, and there's people there celebrating, and there's parties and galas and recognition and cash bonuses. And there's just things that most people don't ever get to have in a 9-to-5. And I love that. My heart loves that. I love a competition. I love getting to celebrate with people when they win. I just really, really love it. The community here, obviously, like I said earlier, Jordan and I, we don't benefit at all from one another, but we both thrive in each other's success for sure. Okay, this is the best part of building your belief in network marketing. Don't miss this. Statistics show that over 90% of people who choose to get involved in a network marketing opportunity and show up consistently in the small things, that it's almost a 100% guarantee they will reach the top of their company. Almost 100% guarantee. Most people reach it well before the 10-year mark. With Plexus, it's about 4 years, 4 to 5. And you guys, listen, I was okay with it taking me 4 years to make $500,000 a year. I was okay with that, because you know what was on the way to $500,000 a year? $250,000, $100,000. Things that no matter how hard I taught, I could never have. But it's almost a guarantee. So this isn't a, well, if I'm lucky, or if I have what she has, or if I got in earlier enough, whatever rigmarole you hear out on the street. Statistics show industry-wide that if you pick an opportunity and just show up consistently, 91% of people will be at the top of their company. You can take it to the bank. So build your belief in network marketing so that you can cast your vision to other people, because you'll make some ice cream money, some shopping money by helping several people get on the products. But when you link arms with everybody else who wants to run and make this an opportunity, that is where that residual income comes in. That's where owning that system starts to kick in. Super important. Okay. You also must have belief in yourself. You have to know that you have what it takes to do this. Or you have to know that you're willing to do whatever it takes to figure out how to do this. I've never really struggled in belief with myself. I have struggled with many other things, but I knew when I decided to figure this out, I felt very confident that I could. simply because I saw other people doing it. And to me, that was the proof in the pudding. If someone else was doing what I wanted to go do, it just meant that they knew something I didn't know yet, and I could go learn it. That didn't overwhelm me. That inspired the heck out of me. I knew enough to know that other people were no different or better than I was, that they just might know something that I don't know yet. And so I saw other people being successful, and I knew that that meant that I could figure it out too. You guys, your thoughts will determine your belief, and your belief will determine your action. Let me say that again. Your thoughts will determine your beliefs, and your beliefs will determine your actions. So whatever you think you can or can't do, you're right. You'll convince yourself. If you think you can do this, you will believe that you will do this, and you will take the action necessary to do this. But if you're over there thinking, I can't do this, your heart will believe that you're right, and your actions will indicate that you don't think you can do this. That's the only difference between me and someone who failed. I took the action necessary to do this, and they took the action necessary to prove themselves right. It's the only difference. You guys, God has a lot to say about your thought life. I don't know if you've ever, taken a gander, but it is really important that you guard what you're thinking in your brain and what you're telling yourself. If you need some books besides the Bible to check out The Magic of Thinking Big, Switch on Your Brain, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. There are lots of books out there that have been scientifically proven that you can rewire your thought processes, and I think it's your responsibility to do so. If you're cultivating and creating a thought process of a victim mindset or a disbelief in yourself, just know your kids will pick up on it. More is caught than taught. And so it's just something that I think you have a responsibility as a woman, a wife, a dad, a mom, whatever you are. I think you have a responsibility to fix it if this is something that you struggle with. So, okay, you will never, ever outperform the quality of your thinking, ever. Because again, your thoughts determine your beliefs, which determine your action. The third book was What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, The Magic of Thinking Big, or Switch on Your Brain. I just saw that question. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, Magic of Thinking Big, and Switch on Your Brain. Okay, so the good news is this. Most people are not naturals. I was not a natural at this. I had zero skill set, no sales skills, no network, and I talked to 10-year-olds every day. But you know what? You can learn the skills. What I love about this business is that the skills never change. So once you learn them and get good at them, you just repeat them and you teach other people how to do them. There's no new skill that shows up or no new this. You just learn the skills and repeat. Okay, so for those of you who have not yet started, or if you're brand new, you will basically reap the rewards or pay the consequences of the life you have lived the 5 years leading up to when you start. So the only difference in someone who starts a network marketing business and flies, like takes off, and someone who's a little bit of a slow starter is the 5 years they led leading up to this business. So if you spent 5 years pouring into people, building relationships, really adding a ton of value, you might be a little bit of a quicker start. If you spent the last 5 years a little self-absorbed, raising a family, getting college degrees, not really adding much value to anyone else besides yourself, you might be a little bit slower. Good news is neither one of them matter. Your speed out of the gate is not indicative of your long-term success. I was not a quick starter. I know several quick starters who I have now passed. So it's not indicative of your long-term success. Want to know what is? Consistency. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. Guys, this business, 80% between your ears. Only 20% skill set. I already told you there's only a couple of skills you have to learn. The rest is between your ears, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't. Mindset. Okay, think about this. Think about a baby who's learning to walk. That baby falls down over and over again, scrapes up their knees, bumps their head. If you're like my baby, you knock out your front tooth, not even kidding. But not one time does that baby say, you know what? Walking must not be for me. She can walk because she's better than me. Walking's not for me. No, they don't think that. They think, oh, she's walking. Me too. I'm going to try again. And they try again and try again. That's exactly what this business is. It's a lot of failing forward. Just trying something, figuring it out. Does it work? Does it not work? Doing something again and doing it again and again and again and again. You guys, I fail way more than I succeed. Way more. I mean, and listen, it doesn't even bother me. I want my kids to take chances and risks, and I want them to come up short and figure out and reflect and figure out how to move forward. So it does not bother me at all. But just know we all have the same challenges. Whatever feels hard to you, I guarantee you, someone else has taken that exact same excuse and let that be the reason that it fueled them forward. People say, I don't have enough time to do this. That's exactly why I did this. Exactly why. So whatever your big, big hurdle is, just know there's someone at my level who could have had the same excuse. Hold on, let me mute everybody. There's someone at my level who could have had the same excuse as you, but chose instead to let it be the motivating factor to move them forward. You guys, anything worth doing has challenges. Anything. Okay, so that is the first F in this business. There's 3 F's. Foundation, which is belief. We just covered the 3 things you have to have belief in. That is the foundation of your business. You cannot miss it. You cannot skip it. If you try to avoid it, you will get stuck. Belief in the products, belief in network marketing, and belief in yourself. Have to have it. Okay, so the second F in your business, and those of you that are tracking my time, that was the longest segment, so we're doing okay. I promise. Okay, the second F is the fuel for your business. This is your why. The fuel is what makes something go, right? It's what causes action, and that is going to be your why. And it sounds real cheesy. You'll have people say, well, you know, if your why must make you cry. I'm not a crier, but my why does fuel me to action every day, and it has for the last 4.5 years. So I always ask my girls, if your calendar was empty and your bank account was completely full, what would you be doing? What would your life look like? If your calendar was empty and your bank account was completely full, how would you spend your life? How would your spouse spend their life? How would your kids spend their life? Would they go to a different school? Would they be in different extracurricular? Would you live in a different place? Would your parents be taken care of differently? What about your grandparents? Guys, you have the power to design your life. And already some of you are saying, oh my gosh, no, I don't. She doesn't even understand. I have this and that and the other. Remember when I said that you have to control your thoughts? This is what I'm talking about. There will be half of you on here will believe, okay, maybe I can design my life. And half of you will go ahead and decide you cannot. And either one, both are right. Whatever you tell yourself, you are correct. Because I believe that you can design your life. I believe that you can be proactive. I believe that you can start doing small things now consistently over time that will equal big, big changes in your life. If you had told me 4.5 years ago when I launched this, that I would be leaving the classroom in 2 years, back at home with my family, having a 4th baby, living the life of our dreams, really, I wouldn't have believed you. But I did know that I could figure out how to make $500 a month, $1,000 a month. So I didn't start out thinking, oh, I want to be a diamond. I started out thinking, oh, I really want to fill this gap. I really want to be able to bless my family with a little bit of overflow so that we're not always pinching pennies or always having to say no. So I believed that I could be proactive. I believed that I could make some changes. Okay, so for those of you who maybe aren't necessarily motivated by money, I can't tell you that I agree. I'm just kidding. It's so funny because I have girls on my team who they are completely not money motivated. And then you have me and a couple other girls on my team who very much are money motivated. And it's always a joke, you know, who has the best motivation. But I always love to ask my girls this who are not necessarily money motivated, but what kind of an impact could you have on your community or your church or your school or your extended family or your neighbor if you were making $10,000 a month? $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month? What kind of an impact could you have? Because even if you're not money motivated, most of us are impact motivated. Most of us don't want to leave the earth and not have anybody be able to say, she impacted my life. We all want to impact. There have been people who have had major struggles during this whole pandemic that I know if you had it in you or in your account or in your time availability, you would have gladly given it. I hope that you have people like that in your life. If not, go meet new people, go talk to people, go listen, because there are people struggling. And if you had excess of those things to give, I know you would. So what kind of an impact could you have if you decided that you could design your life? Guys, listen, no matter how big the why is, you must give this time to grow. You must be willing to learn. You must be willing to work. That's going to come as a shock to some people. I don't mean full-time hours. I told you guys, I taught full-time, was raising all my kids and in graduate school when I started Plexus. So I didn't have full-time hours, but I was willing to make this a priority, and I was willing to work when I could, and I was willing to learn as much as I could. You've got to give it time to grow. Guys, the biggest thing I can tell you if you're going to do this is to stay in your lane. Don't compare. Jordan and I have never, ever been in competition with one another. We've been in playful, we'll go back and forth and push each other that way. But Jordan has strengths that I don't have, and I have strengths that she doesn't have. And so we stay in our lane unless we are looking at how we can add value to each other. Don't compare. Your journey is your own. You are unique for a reason. You can do this. And guys, just know that this is not always easy. But guys, nothing in my life that is worth having is. Raising my kids, not easy. I think I had to beat my toddler today more times than I had to beat him yesterday. And that's saying a lot. My marriage is not always easy, but it's so worth it. Nothing worth having is going to be easy. Guys, if it's easy, it would be sleazy and everybody would be doing it. And they're not, because it's not. So that is the fuel of your business. That's your why. So you have foundation, you have fuel. Now, if you're like me, you're getting to like, okay, tell me what to do. This is the fruit of your business. What will make you money? I'm here to tell you what will make you money is action. Okay? 4 skills you have to learn. I told you there was only a few. 4, you have to learn them. You have to learn how to recruit. That means you have to learn how to talk about Plexus. You have to learn how to retain, how to help people get great results on their products. You have to learn how to duplicate, meaning teach other people to go do the same thing. And then you have to learn how to lead. And the good news is those skills build on one another. As you learn how to share Plexus, recruit, you'll then learn how to retain. You'll then learn how to duplicate. And then you'll learn how to lead. So it's not something that you have to know everything at one time. Gotta mute everybody, sorry. Those are skills that will build upon one another. You have to learn them. There are endless opportunities for learning available. I mean, I have a friend, Jordan, and I hung out with her at Jewel Training. She doesn't even have an upline. She literally taught herself how to become an emerald using YouTube videos. So there's unlimited amount of resources and training out there on those 4 skills: recruiting, retaining, duplicating, leadership. If you learn those 4 things, you can be a diamond, period. The biggest thing is that you must work consistently. You must work this thing consistently. You can work it part-time, and I recommend that you do, but you cannot work this sometime. You can't work your nutrition sometime and hope to be healthy. You can't show up at the gym once every 3 weeks for the best workout ever and hope to be fit. You must show up consistently. If you work this like a business, it can pay you like a business. But rest assured, if you work this like a hobby, it will pay you like a hobby. You guys, consistency compounds over time. That's just the way it is with anything. Think about weight loss. If you consistently are doing what you're supposed to be doing, the weight loss will compound over time. Think about saving for retirement. Consistently giving to that retirement over time yields you a great result, right? Anything that's worth doing. Parenting, again, parenting. If I just beat my kids when I feel like it or when it's convenient, you think they're gonna act right? No, look around at society, okay? For those of you non-spankers, it's okay if you don't spank. That's my preferred method of parenting. But I have to do it consistently. I have to parent in whichever method I choose, time out, whatever, consistently. Every time, all the time if I want it to yield the results necessary. You must work this consistently. You guys, think about if you were building a Chick-fil-A. If you're building a Chick-fil-A and you just show up when you feel like it, or when so-and-so was nice to you, or when you were excited, do you think that Chick-fil-A would be successful? No, no. Consistency is about doing things even when you don't feel like it, right? You don't, bless you, you don't need more time. What you need is more intentionality. Want me to tell you how I know? Look around at this pandemic. People ended up with more time on their hands than they've ever had before. Those who were intentional with their time have something to show for it. Those who were not are still the ones saying they needed more time. So you don't need more time. You just need more intentionality. Okay, last thing. This will take me 2 seconds. The 4 pillars. I'm not here to train you on the 4 of them. There's tons of training out there. Basically, recruiting. It's the first skill you must learn. Go watch training. If you need help with where to find training, holler at your girl. I will help you. Retaining. You have to provide great customer service. That means don't feel like you're going out to get someone and then dropping them as soon as you've gotten them. Your work starts when someone says yes to Plexus. Your job is to get them great results on their product, help them love their product, troubleshoot if necessary. That's your job. Watch training. There's tons of training out there. Okay, you have to know how to duplicate. It happens at the same time as recruiting. I plant seeds about this opportunity all along. When someone joins my team, they know that this comes with an opportunity. It's not a secret. I'm not ashamed of it. I tell them all along, listen, this comes with a great referral link. I don't know if an extra $300 or $400 would be a blessing to your family, but I'd love to help you if so. So I'm saying that from the very, very beginning. And you guys, people are going to say no at first. Don't give up on them. I told Brittany no for a solid year, and I loved the products. So just don't give up on them. Learn stories, watch videos, cast vision. If there's a teacher that you're talking to, tell her my story. Like, hey, I met this girl, Christina. She's at home now with her kids, and she's real successful, and she loves her life, and maybe you would want to hear her story. So don't feel the need to be the expert, but do feel the need to cast vision and build their belief. It takes a leader to believe in someone before they will see it in themselves. You have to be that leader for them. And then be willing to follow up about the opportunity. Guys, if you can get people on the products but not get people sharing, it's because you're not sharing the opportunity. Have you followed up about the opportunity 8 to 12 times? If the answer is not yes, then I would have to ask you, do you have belief in the opportunity? Do you believe that this opportunity could change someone's life? And if you believe that, why aren't you telling them? Okay, and then leadership. You guys, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Teach your people simple systems that will help them reach their goals. Whatever you used to go and recruit successfully, teach them how to do it. Maybe it's a simple message. Maybe it's a post on Facebook. Teach your people simple systems to go and be successful. Inspire them. Inspire your people by connecting with them before you call them to action. This whole call tonight is meant to inspire you. It's not meant to go tell you what to do. It's meant to build your belief. And then if you decide to do this, there will be an action. Like, okay, if you want to do this, here's what we do. But you have to inspire your people before you can ever call them to action. Guys, they need a why. Help them develop what their why is. Why would this change their life? And you guys, don't feel like you have to drag people. You are not responsible for someone else's success, which means you are also not responsible for their failures. There are 80 of you on here tonight. Half of you will decide to run with this and you guys will be wildly successful. And the other half of you will decide it's not for you, and that's fine too. And you guys, I'm not responsible for your success. I don't get to take credit for it. I'll be cheering for you, but I don't get to take credit for it. And I don't have to take the blame or the responsibility for those of you who are not. And so work your business the same way. Inspire people, believe in them, go grow your own belief in those areas, and then share that vision and share it very, very passionately and very, very boldly. And that's what it takes to build this. So that is what I have. If you guys came up with some questions, now would be a great time. Jordan, do you want me to record the questions or stop recording?
I think we can stop recording.
Stop recording? Okay.